Good morning, Arvind.
Good morning, Sudhir.
From past many days, you're sharing few information about this water treatments and everything.
Yes.
That's why we want to take interview of yours, like what are the products you deal, like how you came up with all these things.
Okay.
So I want to know about your introduction, like what's your qualification, where you born and brought up. Can
Just
you
to
please tell
brief
me?
you, Sudhir, and the viewers as well, my name is Arvind. I have come from a small town called Garividi in Vijayanagaram district. I have done my schooling there, and after that, I did my inter from Narayana College in Visakhapatnam, and then I completed my engineering in the stream of bioinformatics from Chennai, and I did my masters in MBA from Geetham University. And after that, I got campus interviewed and got selected for a company called Wellspring Resources. I worked there for 1 year as manager operations. In this company, basically, we were working on desalination projects. So we were the first South Indian, one of the first South Indian company which worked on desalination. That is, we convert seawater from fresh water. So I worked there for 1 year, and later I gave a quit to the company and I founded my own company because the entrepreneur, to be an entrepreneur was always my goal actually. So why to be late? So at the age of 24 itself, I gave a quit and I founded this company called Watermatch Technologies. So the overall reason is basically why we have started this company is so as you know, like 60 to 70% of the diseases are only waterborne diseases, like diarrhea, cholera, and all these diseases are basically all. So some or other way, you are basically connected with water. So when it comes to industrial, also no manufacturing will not be completed without water. So that is one reason, and like the way it's been like one and a half minute that I am talking to you. By this time, at least two kids have died only because of waterborne diseases. So you can understand the case actually. Majority of the people were worried about corona. By this time, actually 1 crore people might have died from last 5 or 6 months. But do you know, like every year we will be losing somewhere around 9 million of people across the world only because of drinking polluted water. So this is one reason, why we have at least to do something to the environment and to help the people of this country. So that was the reason we have started this company. Yeah.
Like, what is the major reason when you quitting your job and coming into entrepreneurship? What are the major challenges you have faced at that time?
That was a wonderful question. Like being at an age of 23 and 24, like founding a company is very easy, but when you talk to clients, that's where like the credibility of you will be in a question every time. Like at this engage, because whatever the projects that we deal with, the minimum cost of the project will be somewhere around 3 to 4 lakh. So like it's always difficult to believe in a new person, and when it comes to sales and marketing, is one more hurdle which we have faced a lot. And believing someone at that age, like saying, like we'll do this project, because their production of any product will basically depends upon their water quality. That is one more key thing which anybody are worried about. So these are the two things which we have. And when it comes to investment, because we basically deal with the projects, so 60 to 70% has to be paid in advance. So from the client itself, and based on that we work, and after that, like once the project is executed, the other 30% will be given to us. So the investment is not a hurdle for us, but believing you is basically a major hurdle, which basically because of the qualification that we have, and already work with several IIT people. We work with IIT Roorkee team. So that is one more credential which we have, and the strong technical knowledge which made the customer believe that we can basically execute the projects. So that is one basically.
That's great, Arvind. And as you said, it is easy for starting a company and it is difficult to get a client. So how you get your first client? At
So
the
the
age
first
of
client, we actually went to a company of shrimp processing industry where the first client was very much vexed up with the service that he have got from where he got the machine. So then we asked him to give a very small chance, we thought of doing a small service to fix that machine. So we have fixed that machine. He was very much confident, and then he said like, why don't you people take up annual maintenance contract of this particular machine? So then we said like we'll definitely do it. Within first 3 months we started taking only the maintenance contracts. So the customer got a very strong belief that these people are very young and they can execute and they can take care of the machine. And earlier the machine were with several leaks and it was not giving that results which the QC want, the quality control people want. And after we started taking up the AMCs, then it started performing. The machine was started performing much better than earlier. So that gave a very strong belief to the client, and he started recommending to his friends who are actually set up in the similar shrimp processing industry. Then we have got a small order worth of 4 lakh, and then the same customer have given another order. Who is actually his friend who is coming up with another shrimp processing industry where we bagged another 10 lakh project, and that's where we started getting orders. So till now we never go to client and ask for business. It's always a customer to customer. The happy customer started referring us. That's how we are still getting business.
That's great, Arvind. And I want to ask one more question. You are talking about shrimp processing industry, manufacturing industry, where your water exactly plays a key role in all these industries. What is your product exactly deals with such kind of industries?
Yeah, say for example, I'll tell you a couple of examples when it comes to the processing industry. So there are some interesting facts. Whereas when it comes to beverage industry, somewhere around 450 liters are needed to manufacture at least 2 liters of Coke.
Okay.
So when it comes to a bread, 600 liters of water is needed to make a small bread. And when it comes to a car manufacturing, which we'll be using to manufacture that car, I'm talking about the space and other things in the process, and the overall process, it needs around 390,000 liters of water to manufacture a single car. And to what we are wearing, a t-shirt or a shirt, to manufacture this, it needs at least 2,500 liters.
Wow.
So that's where every manufacturing process needs water in this thing. So we basically design the machine based upon their requirement. So we deal with when you see the profile of a company, we deal with around 35 different water treatment products that we have. So we basically find out the issue with the water, and then we give a solution to the engineer, the project engineer, how they actually what actually needs. Say for example, in water we have 40 to 48 parameters, chemical parameters like fluorides, chlorides, turbidities, and total dissolved solids, calcium, magnesium. There are several. So based on their manufacturing process, they might be needing only one mineral and they doesn't need another mineral. So based on their technical specification, we customize the machine and we design that. And then once the process is ended, we also come up with the wastewater that comes out of the industry. We have specific solutions to cater that product as well. That wastewater which comes out of the industry. We have effluent treatment plants, sewage treatment plants. So we have different variety of products as well.
Okay, then. And I want to ask you one more question. Like, why a wastewater should be treated, which is coming out of the industry?
See, that is where there is a board called pollution control board where whatever that hazardous effluent that comes out of the industry, it has to be treated. Because what happens is that the ecosystem is designed in such a way that whatever waste that we use, 80% of the waste that goes into the into the ocean or a sea nearby or into a river, that basically gets polluted. And without knowledge, like there are several heavy metals like mercury or so these metals basically gets contaminated with the water, and these are very hazardous. So once you consume water which is mixed with mercury, so you started getting different syndromes. The pregnant lady start drinking that water, she might be affected with the Down syndrome. The baby might get it with Down syndrome, and there are different types of cancers that will be caused because of drinking hazardous water. So it has to be treated. That's basically the pollution control board norms. So we design the machine in such a way that it meets up the pollution control board norms. And whereas when it comes to hospitals, they'll be using the blood and spirit and all, whatever which comes, it cannot be discarded just like that. It has to be retreated. So we set up effluent treatment plants for hospitals and for restaurants as well. So you will see this, they'll be using a lot of oil and dalda and other this thing. So these basically they just float on the water. So once if they let the water outside, so this water basically with oil, it basically goes into a nearby river or lake. It started floating on top of it because the density of the oil is more, so it starts floating on the water. So what happens is the ecosystem which is there in the lake, basically the fish or any organism cannot take the oxygen. So that is where basically the human itself is spoiling the whole lake. So that is where our systems play a major role.
Okay. Like, how many type of water treatments you do for all these industries or for the humankind? Like, what are the products you have?
So we have basically for drinking or this thing, we basically set up reverse osmosis units. That is where like people, if they want to, like people who want to manufacture water and sell it for villages or like for communal this thing. So for them we set up RO according to Bureau of Indian Standards, that is BS norms, including the licensing part. We basically do that, and apart from that, we basically at different places you might be seeing people say that we have very hard water. Hard water is nothing but the excessive content of calcium and magnesium in the water, where like you find these white spots on your taps or on the showers. So which is nothing but places where like with excessive content of hardness, we have different systems called softeners. So these units basically remove hard water and convert it into a soft water. So we have that, and at some places we find people say we have excessive content of fluoride, so which is very hazardous for your bones. So you might be seeing at Srikakulam area and other places where in Uddana. So people have suffered with fluoride. So where we have different systems where like it can remove only fluoride removing systems. We have chloride removing systems. We have where people say that we have got mud. So that's where we have with highest number of TSs, total suspended solids and turbidity levels. We have different systems to remove that. And like when it comes to industry, we have wide range. That is effluent treatment plant, sewage treatment plants. So these kinds of systems we have. There are like so when you see actually we have chloride removing systems. There are set of this thing. We have disinfectant systems like UV ozonator. So these are the systems we have.
Okay, that's great, Arvind. And what are the major industries you have dealt with from all these years? Like, what are the industries you have served?
We have touched each and every sector. When it comes to oil and gas, we have touched. We have given machines to Indian Oil Corporation. We have given to HPCL, and we have given it to South Asia LPG, which is a joint venture of Total France and Vajak HPCL as well. And when it comes to hotel industry, we have served for different 5-star hotels as well. And when it comes to schools, we have served for different types of schools like Ravindra Bharati, Presidential School, and Oak Ridge International Schools. So our client base is long, and we have, when it comes to NGOs, we have got tied with the different NGOs like Living Springs, a Swiss NGO. So where they basically fund us, and we basically set up for all the communities. And when it comes to processing industry, shrimp processing, we served across India, and when it comes to wine manufacturing companies, we have served in Africa as well, Zambia, Kenya. And then in each portfolio we have, when it comes to steel industry, talk about any industry, so we have served them. So at least we'll have one or three clients when it comes to that. We have served for pharma companies as well, for Basista, Salvage, GMFC. We have a bunch of customers. Yeah.
That's great, Arvind. And how do a client approaches you, or how you approach the client, and how you negotiate the deal?
Well, that's basically, see, ours is an engineering product. It is not like, like we get the product and sell it off. This is where you have to be well versed with your technical knowledge and your wide experience. Basically, the number of projects that you have done earlier will basically plays a major role in cracking the project. So basically, this is how the process happens. Like the client come up with a proposal. So we basically, we'll try to find out what is their overall requirement per day in terms of production. So based on that, we basically collect the sample and we get it tested, and based on that, we understand the water first. And based on that, we try to find out this is the position of your water, and what is basically what is your machinery needed. Does your machinery need chloride? Does your machinery doesn't need chlorides? Or does your machine need calcium or magnesium? It doesn't need. Based on that, we basically we come to a conclusion what kind of product does he exactly needs, and based on that, we design the whole thing. And once that is done, like we put a proposal. This is what you need, and this is the outflow that is going to come out of the machine. And based on that, once the client is okay with the proposal, he has to pay us an advance. So based on that, we procure the different parts from across the country and also from world, and we basically ship everything to the site itself, and we design the machine and we hand over it. And we also make sure that like whatever the particular parameters that we have promised will be delivered, and we basically get it tested again, and we show this is how your water was earlier when it goes into the machine, and this is how your requirement has met. So that is how the process happens.
Okay, I think that's great. And I want to ask you about what is your portfolio as of now, and we have seen a lot of customer testimonials on your wall.
Yeah.
Can you explain
so
about
when
that?
it comes to this thing, we are one few companies which got which is a member of Indian Water Quality Association, and we are an ISO certified company, and we got types with several social network organizations like BNI, JCI. We are one of the few companies in India who are listed in MSME, who was best MSMEs in less than 5,000. So that's where yeah.
That's okay. And can you tell me exactly one point, like where you want to push a product in the market, where unemployed youth or who want to start a new business, how you can support with your products or services?
Yeah, we can help for unemployed youth, by we can help us in getting mudra loans as well. So that is where we got associated with several banks as well. So say for example, the production cost of a particular 20-liter bottle would be somewhere around 70 to 80 paise, the 20-liter to manufacture that. So the return on investment would be somewhere around 2 lakh if they want to set up a unit. And when they sell the water, the 20-liter would be selling somewhere around 20 to 30 rupees. That's where the return on investment would come. The break even would be somewhere around 6 months. Within a 6 months of time, they will be definitely getting the return on investment. So this is where like we can help people, unemployed youth in villages or towns to set up a reverse osmosis plant and supply for flats, houses, like nearby offices. So that's where we can help out. And there's another called ISA plant. So till now I was talking about the trust plant, and when it comes to this thing, we can do the ISA plant. So we can design a Bureau of Indian Standard Norms plants. We can design. So which includes a microbiology lab, biochemistry lab, and a filling unit. So there are specific norms, including the licensing part, will be taken care of. That is what we can.
Okay, have you done any of the ISA plans as of now?
Yeah, we have done several. We have even supplied for the mission for distillery as well, and we have given mission for STBL projects, which is an ISA plan for Vishaka drinking water plant. We have several clients which can be undisclosed.
That's great, Arvind. And I want to ask you few details about like how an entrepreneurship life. What are the day-to-day challenges and long-run plans, short-run plans? How the CEO
the
like how it
entrepreneurship itself is like a roller coaster everywhere. So it's almost it's not a day-to-day job. Like where you go to 9 and work till 9 and come back and sleep. It won't be like that. It's always like we'll be facing several hurdles in maintaining the finances, and like the HR issues will be always there, and finding out the best people, and making the marketing at a very low budget, because you are not an MNC where you can spend money just like that to get your products marketed. And so there are like the day-to-day challenge would be serving at your best to your clients is almost one more challenge. So every time like it's always a learning experience. The entrepreneur journey itself is a learning experience.
Okay. And what is your suggestion if someone wants to start up or want to start a new business, either business or a startup? What are your suggestions, and what are there any rule book for that exactly?
So there is no rule book. The only thing that basically keep moving is like you have to be motivated, and the desire. The only thing you need is you want to be an entrepreneur. That core desire will basically drive you. And what difference that you want to make it to the society will also makes a difference. So there is a one saying called like you should not run behind money. So your money, whatever that you do, the best job that you do, out of it you need to get money. So you should not do just for the money. So that is what my suggestion for the young entrepreneurs who want to come.
Like, what is your long-term goal on this business?
So to be a leading manufacturer in terms of water treatment in India, that's the long-term goal.
Thank you for giving the opportunity for taking your interview. We'll wish you good luck on the future endeavors. Have a good day.
Thank you.